I'm disappointed. Okay, well, you may notice we're moving backwards. We have to do that because we don't have room here in Silver Plume to turn the train around. In fact, we don't have enough room to turn the locomotive around. So we leave it in that reverse position, but we put it on the back of the train so it can lead us down the mountain. Once we get to the Devil's Gate boarding area, we'll run that locomotive around the train, put it on the front so it can pull us back up the hill. What you're riding on today is a reconstructed portion of the Gerogetown, Breckenridge, and Leadville Railroad, or GB&L. The first mountain railroad to head up this way was the Colorado Central. They built west out of Denver in 1870, following through the towns of Arvada, Golden, and Alice Springs, finally reaching Georgetown in 1877. That's when the GB&L was formed to continue the line on the west to Silver Plume. The idea of going even further west, tunneling under the Continental Divide to the rich mining areas of Breckenridge and Leadville. However, once they built about 5 miles west of Silver Plume, the parent company of the GB&L acquired another railroad which came into Leadville from the south. So there was no need to take this railroad any further west. It was cut back to Silver Plume.
Excuse me for a second, I just want to get out and look at something.
Georgetown, Breckenridge, and Leadville Railroad was 4 1/2 miles long.
There you go.
About the turn of the century,
Thanks.
It became part of the Colorado and Southern Railroad.
Well, I can tell.
Now that water looks pretty cold, and believe me it is, because that's snow melt coming down from the Continental Divide. This water will go on down into the South Platte River, and then it hits northeast to Nebraska, into the Platte, to the Missouri, to the Mississippi, and then the Gulf of Mexico. That water's got a long way to go. We'll see more of that creek as we go down the mountain. You brought the miners, their families, and supplies up to the mountains and took back the rich gold and silver ore to Golden and Denver for processing. This went on, however, only until 1893 because Congress repealed the Sherman Silver Purchase Act at the price of silver floored. Most of the silver mines were forced to close, and the railroad had to look elsewhere for revenue. It found that revenue in tourism. The fame of the Gerogetown Loop had grown nationwide, if not worldwide, as a scenic and engineering marvel of the 19th century.
The train's
Thousands came to ride the train. As many as 7 trains a day would leave there to bring people up over the loop. Until the early 1920s, but at that time people started driving those new automobiles as their mode of transportation, and passenger traffic suffered here on the rail. In 1927, they canceled their passenger service. There were still a few freight trains for the next 8 years, but by 1938, things got so bad they filed to abandon the line. By the end of 1941, all the tracks and bridges were still to control it. The train line up to Blackhawk, midway until then sold for scrap. This has been the end of the story. In the small Colorado railway. The Colorado Historical Society had visions of rebuilding the famous Gerogetown Loop. In the early 60s, there was talk of putting an interstate highway on this valley. The Historical Society intervened and convinced the Highway Department into putting Interstate 70 on the far side of the valley, where you see it today, thus leaving this railroad grade and mining history intact and ready for reconstruction. That reconstruction was started in 1973 by the United States Navy Seabees. In 1975, Lindsay and Rose Ashby set up the train up over the Charlotte City. We've been running every curve, if you look to the right, as we clear the trees, you can see all the way down the valley. You'll see the high bridge with the town of Gerogetown in the background. Makes for quite a picture. Now, we call this the high fill because it took about 4 years of hauling in rock and dirt to build the grade up to where the railroad could get across this very low area. Looking down on either side, you can see just how much rock and dirt had to be brought in to build the grade up to this point. Our railroad, like the original GB&L, is narrow gauge. That means the tracks are spaced 3 feet apart, whereas most of the tracks in the U.S. are standard gauge, 4 feet 8 1/2 inches apart. They like to narrow gauge in the mountains for several reasons. First, the cars are smaller and lighter. They're able to negotiate the sharp curves, like the one we came around on the high fill. Because the cars are lighter, they're more easily pulled up the steep mountain grades. The grade we're on now is the steepest on our line. It's a 4% descending grade. That means for every 100 feet we travel, we drop 4 feet in elevation. At this point on our travels, that locomotive is about 12 feet lower than the back car on the train. Another reason they liked narrow gauge is because the roadbed didn't have to be as wide, and that meant a lot when building through a boulder field like the one we're entering now. Look off to the left and imagine building a railroad through an area like this. They didn't have the heavy equipment that we have today. These large boulders had to be hand-drilled, packed with black powder, and then blasted into smaller pieces so they could be moved by hand or by horse team. It was difficult and dangerous work, but that's how these early mountain railroads were built. As we round this curve, we'll cross Clear Creek for the first time since leaving Silver Plume. Silver Plume was just a short ways upstream, but we've had to twist and wind our way to get to this point. As we cross the bridge, if you look to the left, you can see just how fast Clear Creek tumbles down the mountain into the Gerogetown Valley. We've got a couple of small waterfalls off on the left-hand side. They're best seen from the far side of the bridge, looking back towards the left side. As we leave the ridge, we enter the cut. You might notice the rock retaining walls on either side of the track. These rock walls were built in the mountains used under new mortar. It's called dry stacking. These rock walls are about 130 years old and still standing today. Silver Line. Those of you taking the optional Silver Line tour, this is where you'll want to get off the train. Once the train is stopped, if you would carefully make your way to the third car behind the locomotive, you'll find our smiling brakeman Rob there to help you off the train. And be sure to take all of your personal belongings with you. That includes your children, because we'll be making a complete round trip and picking you up on our next trip down the mountain, so you won't miss any of your train ride. Also, please have your tickets ready, as the mine tour guides will have to look at those tickets, and they want to see where it says Mine Tour on that ticket. So be sure to show that to them as you leave the train. Those of you not taking the mine tour, if you'd please remain seated, we'll be underway again in just a few minutes. This stop is the Lebanon Silver Mine.
Yep. Like a little repair thing or... So that's already what's up?
There's that whistle again. That means we're going to move. And here we go. Okay, folks, now that, for those of you not able to take the mine tour, if you look down on the left-hand side, you'll see the folks standing there at the, there's a wooden portal right there that they're standing in front of. Well, that wooden portal is the entrance to the Everett mine. Now, the Everett is a sister mine to the Lebanon, which is a little further down where the building mines are. I say sister mine, it means they're joined at some point. In this case, it's 1,200.
Yes, I am. I'm a movie maker because I only going to see lights, camera, and action.
saints go marching in. Oh Lord, I want to be that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Here we go.
Those of you wearing a hat or a cap, you may want to slug it down because it can be a little breezy out here. For you trivia buffs, this bridge is 300 feet long. It's built on an 18 and 1/2 degree curve, and even though it looks level, it's all 2% grade. We'll lose 6 feet in elevation as we cross the bridge.
When the
You
saints,
might notice those wooden platforms out there.
saints go marching in.
Those are historically correct.
Lord, I want to be
They had those
that
platforms on the original
number.
bridge, and
Oh, when
a lot
the
of the
saints
other
go
old castles back in the
marching
1800s, because those held water barrels, just in case the
Tommy Road.
Once out on the bridge, if you look to the right, you get the bird's eye view of the town of Gerogetown. While to the left is our Devil's Gate boarding area. If you want to look straight down, there's Clear Creek again. This time it's almost 100 feet below us.
Let's do the flash.
As we leave the bridge, if you look down on the left-hand side, you'll see a small stone monument. That was placed there in 1949 by the Colorado Historical Society to commemorate the location of the high bridge. The bridge had been torn down in 1939. That monument was placed right next to old U.S. Highway 6, which we just crossed over. Old Highway 6 is the road down to our depot now. Well, anyway, had you been driving this area back prior to the building of Interstate 70, you would have gone right past that monument.
Never mind, here we go.
Pass.
Look at the one guys here. I'm doing some music videos. One of the videos for the DVD. And here we go. Hang on, I have an idea. Why don't we just do a song version of On the Road Again? So it goes.
Narrow gauge railroads in the U.S. today. This is locomotives that originally built for the U.S. Plaster City, California. All the freight cars all have been rebuilt and here on the loop. Some of the work was done right here in our shops in Silver.
Train coming down the road.
From the Rio Grande Western Railroad, parts of which are still alive.
On the train, we're taking down home.
Finally over the line, as if the
And let's take it like, jump on the rails again. On the rails again. I got to be on the window. I got to be on the rails again.
In this case, it's the road up to the Lebanon Silver Line, used today by our blind tour guides to get to and from work.
Oh, give me my friend. I've gone to Miss Wang. I'm enjoying the trucks on the. Because mommy, surprise! Oh, me, see me. Well, here we go, me, here we go. No, I got the train, small little fire window. I got my feet on that train.
1 mile before we started. To get here, we got
No, no, but you're the guy. I got my train, going behind the truck. What's out with the wicked one, picture blue? Down. Always feel right there. Just sitting on the train. Watching the train get the road up. The truck is up in the I'm on the wings again. I'm going to I got my to be on the wings again. Of myself, train on the rails of the end-to-end destination. But baby, please don't worry, I'll be fine. When I see myself on that train ride, it was gonna be like I never even saw time again. So, on the rails again. I'm going to be on the rails again. It's gonna be a very good day. I'm going to be on the rails again. When the train gets on rolling, that will be on this side. But it doesn't matter where the train might be going. It's gonna be alright. It's alright. And it doesn't matter where the train gets going. It's gonna be alright. when I just again, go down and down, train over again. And the train was to blowing. And because that's behind when I am on the wheels again. I go back on the wheels again. I got nothing in my arms. I gotta get back on the side train. I'm on the wheels again. I go back on the wheels again. And I see myself on that train. I can't wait to be on the rails again. I mean, it's on Hey, how's it going? Alright, me, if you're listening, I'm your friend. I want to discuss in this video. If you'll notice, I'm on the Gerogetown Loop Railroad. There's the train pulled by this powerful locomotive. It's very old, and right now, I did this video just for you. And now, here we go! And let's sing that song again. What's that song sing? Wait, on the wheels again. This is a good song. Well, here it goes. On the wheels again. Like a ramping on the wheels again. See my stare.
Get ahead of me.
And
Can you see Uncle Rick up there?
Myself and the train. I'm on the wheels again.
I couldn't see you there.
My friends, I can't wait to be on the rails again. And I'm gonna record the train switching. I'm gonna record the locomotive switching train tracks. I'm gonna record it.
Here it comes.
Yep. Here it goes. I'm best I got you my camera. Here it comes. Good morning, miss. Good morning. Got you guys on camera. And let's jog it along.
Right here, watch where you're going.
Alright, I'm fine.
All right, now watch for your family. Come on, we got to find the rest.
Alright, they're right there.
Come on.
Alright, just hold on.
You didn't by chance see him get off, did you?
Hold on. I want to get this. I'm gonna go to the train. It's right there.
Please have your tickets ready.
It's right there.
Get on the train.
And